Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/AITA. In today's episode, AITA for calling out my mom on social media for abandoning me on my birthday. AITA for yelling at my GF to stop eating everything. AITA for snapping at my BIL and threatening to never let him see my kids after he told my son to be the man of the house. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. AITA for calling out my mom on social media for abandoning me on my birthday. Context: I just turned 21 years old last month and I have spent the last few birthdays by myself due to being in college. About a month before my birthday, my mom and I are sitting in the living room when she asks me, "What do you want to do for your birthday this year?" I told her that it didn't matter as long as I got to spend it with her, seeing as I was away at college for the last 2 years. I took a year off to help with family and to take care of my mental health. A week later, she tells me that she found a VR place that was open for my birthday and made reservations for us to go, which I was ecstatic about. She knew how much I loved VR, and her making the reservation was a good thing. A few days before my birthday, she calls me from her job and tells me she canceled our reservation to go on a date night with her boyfriend. When I asked her why, she said it was the only day they could get a table for the restaurant. I told her she had made a promise to spend my birthday with me and now she's breaking it. She then said to get over it and spend the day with my GF. My GF works for a cruise line and is out of country until July. I ended up spending my birthday alone and made a post on social media calling my mom out for abandoning me on a milestone birthday. My family is now divided. Half are siding with me, and the others are saying I'm selfish and I went too far making the post. I haven't taken it down yet. So, am I the asshole here? Small disclaimer: this is a pattern of hers that has been going on since I was 12. Whether it's my birthday, a competition, or an important event of mine, this always happens. Just thought I'd add a little clarification. And for the people in the comments calling me her daughter, I'm her son. Her only son. NTA. Many people say Opie should have called out his mom in private instead of on SM, but that is exactly what he did. And then mom said to him, "Get over it." So mom brought the well-deserved call-out on SM entirely upon herself. Mom is a major AH, not OP. Wish I could upvote this 1,000 times. Is blasting someone on social media generally an AH move? Yes. Is this justified? Also yes. Given the mom's history of canceling on Opie's events per his comments, a post calling out his mom flaking on him for a date she planned after she already made plans with Opie is well deserved. Does the mom even like Opie? NTA. Your mom did abandon you for a date. She prioritized her horniness over her child. She also knew so little about you and your GF that she didn't know your GF was away on business. People get away with being complete jerks because everyone else wants to be polite and keep things private. Calling out a jerk's bad behavior is causing them embarrassment? Good. Family upset because it got pointed out? Too bad, so sad. I swear that be the bigger person was taught so that jerks can get away with their abysmal behavior without consequences. Not even horniness, but for a restaurant reservation. NTA. Well, someone doesn't like being called out? Maybe she should have thought about it first? What a selfish person. If nothing had been planned in the beginning I could have understand, but she literally planned something and cancelled it for a date. Is her love life more important than her kid's birthday? She better not come crying when you don't invite her to your great life events. Well, someone doesn't like being called out? Maybe she should have thought about it first? This is something a lot of people really struggle with. If you're ashamed of what you said or did after it becomes public knowledge, maybe the problem is what you chose to say/do. NTA. She's AH for canceling last min. While I don't agree with you calling out your mom, you are free to do so. I'm shocked it's working out well for you. My family would roast me until end of time. But why shouldn't it be okay for a child to call out their parent for bad behavior? OP says this is a pattern. I can't imagine prioritizing a boyfriend over my own child. Seriously? She can go on a date with her BF at a restaurant on a different day. I just want to make this announcement. For everyone calling me her daughter, I'm actually her son. No need to apologize for the misgender, things happen. It took me 25 years to realize going no contact would provide more peace in my life, despite how painful it can be to not have the parent I deserve. Hopefully you can determine whether it's worth keeping her in your life, but no, you are definitely not the asshole here. You deserve better. NTA. If the truth about your actions casts you in a bad light, then the problem isn't the truth. It's your actions. NTA. She made plans with her child, then canceled them so she could go to a restaurant. The restaurant ranked higher than you on her priorities. It's time to return that favor. Don't out energy into a relationship that you isn't even remotely close to being matched. NTA. I think your mom is the selfish one here. NTA in a way, because that's messed up to be ditched by your own mom on your birthday, but honestly, is that a social media post you want to look back on years from now, or it show up on some anniversary reminder? Assuming it's Facebook, I guess. Doesn't seem like a big deal. He can quietly delete it in a month if he doesn't want the reminder. The reminder might be useful. How not to treat your kids. Why don't I have high expectations in my relationship with my mom? Oh yeah. AITA for yelling at my GF to stop eating everything? My 28M, GF, 26F, got laid off about 6 months ago. She has been unemployed ever since. This means money is tight. I am covering all of our rent, utilities, groceries, etc. Everything except for her car payment and gas money. My problem is that my GF keeps eating all of our food. Like, all of it. We always run out of food money before my paycheck comes in. She'll eat everything she wants and leave me with plain crackers or lettuce. I mean, everything. Even stuff I've specifically labeled or said I want. The cupboards will be bare and I'll have to skip meals 3 days before my next paycheck because she's eaten everything. She's probably gained nearly 30 pounds since she was let go. I came home from work for lunch the other day and brought each of us a Subway sandwich. I only ate half of mine, so I popped it in the fridge and told her I'd just have it for dinner. When I got off work and went to get it, she'd already eaten it. It really got out of hand when I bought some cupcakes to give to my sister, 17F, for her birthday, and some pomegranate juice that I really love but can't often have because it's a little bit expensive. I put them in the fridge, told her not to touch them, and both were gone. There was only one cupcake left out of a box of 4 full-sized ones, and my juice was all gone. I lost it. I screamed at her to stop eating everything I buy. We've had this conversation before or tried to in a polite way, but she shuts me down and denies it. She says she's hungry, and she's stressed from being unemployed, and she can't help it. I yelled at her and told her it was disgusting that I can't leave food in my own home. She started crying and telling me I'm fat-shaming her. AITA? NTA. They sell fridge lockboxes, and if she can't be trusted to leave your food in peace, then maybe it has to be locked away from her. It's not fat-shaming to tell someone to stop behaving as if they are 3/4 locust. Maybe. It just feels wrong to lock up my food. I'll look into it. If you gotta go buy a lockbox, just break up SMH. She ate a birthday gift for your sister and you've had to go without meals 100% NTA. I don't say this very often, but break up, she's using you and you gain nothing from her. Okay, but why doesn't she have a job? Every freaking gas station, fast food place, and retail store is hiring anymore. She needs to get herself a job as a place filler until she can get back to whatever does she actually wants to do. Whatever her career is. But she needs to do something with her time other than sit around for 6 months eating everything and gaining 30 pounds. That's not healthy, mentally or physically. She claims nothing is right for her. I guess it's a bit of a lie to say that she's been completely unemployed. She got a job at Timmy's, was there for a week, and quit because it was too hard. As far as I can tell, she wasn't even there long enough to run anything but the coffee machine. NTA. It sounds like you reached a breaking point. Also, ick where you're from, but if your healthcare provides for nominees and covers mental health, consider suggesting a therapist. To me, this sounds like a disordered binge eating. Mandatory disclaimer: this is not a diagnosis. I have no educational background to claim this, just speaking from experience. It also reads like she may have some depression going on. A therapist is a great suggestion. 100% agree. Everyone in the comments is attacking the GF like she's a heartless monster, but it definitely sounds like an ED/mental health issue. Obviously not an excuse for her behavior, is NTA at all, but she definitely needs to get help. She's literally making you skip meals, and you tried talking about it with her politely before. NTA. NTA, she is TA. She doesn't seem to give two shxts whether you get to eat or not. Who the hell eats 3 full-sized cupcakes in a matter of hours, as well as drink an entire jug of juice? Why didn't she go get a new job when she got let go? I have lost jobs and started a new job 3 days later. I would be just as annoyed as you, man. It's insane that she would deliberately eat and drink the stuff that you specifically told her not to. Did she expect you to be overwhelmed with happiness when you opened the fridge and found that your SHXT was all gone? Specifically being asked not to eat the cupcakes or drink the juice, and she eats them all but one while knowing they were a birthday treat, seems a bit passive-aggressive IMO. I don't think the yelling was the way to go, but you weren't fat-shaming her. You're freaking going without food while she's eating more than her share. NTA. I had a significant other like this, and it's awful. Being strapped for cash is hard enough, but being hungry on top of it? New. Low blood sugar anger is a real thing. My husband is super cranky in the morning. I pretty much don't talk to him until he's eaten something. Nah, she deserves to be yelled at. Opie has to miss eating for 3 days, and she also ate his birthday present for his sister. It's alright to yell sometimes, we're only human, and he's rightfully at his breaking point. NTA. Kick her out and be done with it. NTA, this is out of your pay grade. Your girlfriend is stress eating. Is she getting unemployment? Can she use that money to buy her own food? This is clearly food insecurity. I'd apologize for yelling, but you're not wrong for being upset that she's eating all of your food. AITA for snapping at my BIL and threatening to never let him see my kids after he told my son to be the man of the house. My husband, Dan, grew up in a single-parent household. His dad died when he was young. His older brother, Martin, was definitely parentified and became the man of the house. Together, Dan and I have 3 children: Sydney, 12F, Gabe, 10M, and Charlotte, 3F. Unfortunately, Dan passed away 3 months ago. It's been a terrible struggle trying to balance my grief, my children's on top of the rest of the responsibilities. I have a great support system, so I have been cognizant to make sure my babies still have a childhood. I always said I wouldn't do what my MIL did. Recently, I was having a bit of a tough time. Charlotte was sick, Sydney is in about 1 million activities, and the housework was piling up. Martin's wife, Rachel, offered to come by and help me out. She generously cleaned the house and looked after Charlotte while I ran Sydney to her activities. When I arrived back home, I found Martin and Gabe in the kitchen. Martin was telling him that it shouldn't have gotten to this stressful point and he should be helping me more. He told him that he was the man of the house and it was up to him to step up. I cut in and told Gabe to not listen to his uncle, that he is a little boy and it is not his job to take over for his father. Rather, it's his job to play, go to school, and just be a kid. I sent him to play. I tore into Martin. I asked him how dare he say that to my son. I said he may have been parentified, but he will not do the same to my son. I said if he pulled crap like that again, he'd never see my kids again. Martin told me I was being ungrateful, he was only trying to help. He said more than anything, he was defending his wife as it's not her job to help me. I reminded him I never asked Rachel for help, she offered. Martin said she wouldn't have if I wasn't complaining about how hard my life is. Since Dan's family has been telling me what a B*TCHIM. They say this is all Martin knows and I was way too harsh on him, especially threatening to cut him off. They told me I need to get my shit together. My MIL especially thinks I expect my kids, not just Gabe, but Sydney too, to help me with Charlotte. I told her off and that only made it worse. Everyone is accusing me of alienating Dan's family, which I'm not trying to do. AITA? Edit to clarify, my children do have chores and help around the house. The work in question was things that are out of their age bracket and were my responsibility. That's why I was falling behind, considering I also have to take care of the kids, drive them places and do more things that are not age appropriate or their job. NTA. You take those healthy boundaries for your kids and you defend them with your life. It's something your BIL unfortunately hasn't experienced, and that's not his fault, but he is about to learn. We break trauma cycles, we don't perpetuate them. Excellent point that OP could use if husband's family weren't so blind to the abuse that MIL inflicted. I'd be hard-pressed to have them continue in our lives at all if someone told me to get my shit together in this situation. Time to go very LC with all of your in-laws, at least for a little while. Hang in there, OP, and I'm so sorry for your family's loss. He said more than anything, he was defending his wife as it's not her job to help me. I knew way before I got to this thinly veiled line that his real issue was he wanted his wife at home catering to him and not you. NTA. Death is awful. I'm so sorry for your loss, and I'm glad you have a wonderful BIL support system. Continue seeking assistance when needed, and being your kid's champion. NTA. Your husband died 3 months ago, very sorry for loss by the way, and you have to stop complaining about having a hard time keeping up with things and adjusting with being a single mother? And why do the oldest need to help you with the youngest? So that you have time to keep a perfectly clean house? Let me guess, when you had your kids, MIL wanted to come over to help you out. You thought that would mean doing laundry or helping with cleaning, but she just took the baby and let you clean and cook for her. I think you should start introducing chores for your kids if you haven't done it already, but taking care of their sister should not be their responsibility. NTA. It wasn't Martin's place to talk to your child like that. If he had concerns, he should have spoken to you first. NTA. Everyone trying to say Martin didn't have bad intentions is insane. Like, under no circumstance is it appropriate to say that to a kid whose dad just died 3 months ago. Like OP has said the kids do their chores, Martin acted completely inappropriately. And the kid is 10. It is absolutely not okay, or at all helpful, to tell a 10-year-old, whose dad just died, that he has to now shoulder adult responsibilities. Good grief. NTA. OP. The kid is also freaking 10. This is so toxic, and I hate how this is such a trope in movies and shows for kids whose parents are passing away. Nah. You are all grieving, and it sounds like your in-laws have old traumas resurfacing. Agreed. I'd apologize for losing your cool, though it's totally understandable considering everything you're going through, but that you stand by the boundaries you set. Make sure those boundaries are clear moving forward, and as long as they stick to them, there's no need for further issues. Forgive each other for poor reactions during a hard time and just try to move forward the best you all can. AITA, and you get to choose how you raise your children. Boundaries will be important with the in-laws going forward. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.